Hello again. Thank you for coming to these study tips with Kent, Teacher Kent. So, if you've been paying attention, last two times ago we did NASA naps, and last time we did how to study before you go to bed. Today we're going to talk about audio, visual, and kinesthetic, three types of learners. Which one are you, and which way should you study? And next time, please keep coming back. And next time we'll talk about Anki. Studying difficult words before you forget them. But I'll talk about that next time. So again, please drop a like here on this video so we know these are helping you out. So of course, I have these study tips that I give out to my college students and my English school students as well. So let's see. So today, as I said, we learn with three senses. So which one do you learn with? So you can see here, like, of course, we have the so visual, so something we can see. Auditory, something you can hear. Or kinesthetic, sometimes called tactile, because it's something you can touch. Tactile means touching. Kinesthetic, something we move. That's why when we do gestures, total physical response. If you watch my gesture video, you will hear me talk, you will see me talk, and you will move. And hopefully, if you do all three, if you're watching me, listening to me, and move with me, you're doing all three of these activities. So you can see here a drawing here I picked up. Of course, a visual, again, visual, something we see. So do you learn from visual? If you're a visual learner, well, maybe I'll change this first, sorry, to show this one. Here we go. So if you're a visual learner, so visual learner, auditory, or kinesthetic learner. So if you're a visual learner, you learn from the whiteboard. You learn from seeing things. If you're better at learning visually, so for example, if there's a map on the board, or even a map, sorry, if you're using a map like this on the board, if you're using a map, or if your professor or teacher draws a diagram, wow, like in geometry in school, oh wow, I can understand that better. Oh, I see it now. Okay, A, B, C. Okay, I got it. Oh, so that's what that kind of pyramid means. So that's a visual learner, of course. Auditory learner is when you hear something, of course, and you learn from hearing it. So if you can listen to your professor, I know some of my classmates in college when I was a student, they could just listen to the professor and it would go into their head quite well. They're auditory. They would also record. I'm more of a visual learner myself, so I didn't do this, but my classmates were auditory learners. They will record the lesson, and then later they'll play it back and they'll check their notes, also write in their notes. Also, when you're listening, you're doing auditory. When you're writing down, you're doing both. So as you can see here, visual, auditory, you're reading and writing. If you're reading and writing, you're looking at it as you're listening, of course, which is here. Then, of course, the last one is kinesthetic. Probably these break down to about 40% are auditory, 40% are visual, and 20% are kinesthetic people. But also, everybody, as you can see in this middle part, this Venn diagram, everybody has all of them. Kinesthetic, of course, you touch stuff. That's why your professor might bring in a real object for you to touch. Like in a science experiment, come here and wind up it to get the electricity going, and then touch it and see, will the electricity go through your hand or not? That's kinesthetic. So, of course, as it shows here in this great diagram, between auditory and visual, of course, reading and writing, if you can do both. And then musical people are kinesthetic and auditory. Kinesthetic because they're dancing or moving with the music, so it's musical. Spatial, of course, here, between visual and kinesthetic. So they're spatial learners. They see things, but they also have to move in space to do them as well. And of course, there's a middle part where they do all three. But so which one are you? How do you learn best? And if you know how you learn best, then you can focus on doing that more. So I know me, I'm much more visual than I'm auditory. Kinesthetic, maybe I'm kinesthetic too, but I'm heavier on the visual side. So I know that I should look at my notes more, look at my books, look at the diagrams, look at the whiteboard. Everything on the whiteboard I'll write down. So that also helps as I'm listening to the teacher, but also I can see it. When I see it, it becomes clear in my mind. But if you're an auditory learner, of course, you need to listen more. Or if you're a kinesthetic learner, you need to touch the real things, like a mechanic. When you're fixing a car, that's kinesthetic, that's tactile. You're touching it. Thanks again for coming to these lessons. So please, I hope you dropped us a like already, and come back every week. Every week we have these study tips every week. So please subscribe and watch one of our study tips here, and watch one of our popular videos over here from our channel. See you tomorrow. Have a good day.